Alrighty.
Tell me a story about riding in the car.
Oh. God, I don't have a lot of childhood stories about riding in the car because I always fell asleep.
Close your eyes, we're going to get in a car crash, we're all going to die. And my sister covered my eyes, and I was screaming.
It's very American. It's very summer. It's very...
I remember, like, when I still had, like, the booster seat that, like, keeps you, like, really strapped in when you're, like, a baby.
There was a cat under the seat, and it had been there the whole time. And, didn't do anything but just lay under the seat and beat its tail and scratch.
And in those days, you could pick up a car, and they gave you 7 days to get to the other coast. Then they send the FBI after you.
Just seeing different things and just exploring, letting your mind just go.
We were completely hungover, and our friend's leg was in a cast, and she was like halfway in between the seats. We were all jam-packed, like 6 people.
I like racing cars. That's a rush. And the whole idea is to get the car to take off as hard as you can without spinning the tires.
And ever since then, I've had this obsession with powerful cars, big engines. But it was a very beautiful ride.
Pluto was a tiny figure that was too small to be seen. Like a microscopic guy with microscopic arsenals of really strange electromagnetic weapons.
And we passed one of them, we struck the bell, right? We hit the bell as a remembrance for the people who had died, but also as an act of compassion for the animals that had died on the highway.
My grandparents lived out on Long Island when I was about 7 or 9 years old, and we came back from the south of France where we've been living, and we would go out to visit them periodically in my aunt and uncle's car.
I opened the door, and of course the wind got the back door and took it out, and I was holding onto the handle, and it took me out too, and it was a gravel road, and luckily my father wasn't driving very fast.
But the ceiling was like this piano with these big keys, and so as you like go over the bumps, you'd be playing this music. It was really...
All of my best memories of my mother talking to me about life are in the car.
The car was actually facing 180 degrees the opposite direction, and was thrown about 30 yards into a ditch.
Sometimes when I'm driving and I see the signs going by and wondering how long it's going to be till I get to where I'm going.
Well, I like to ride over the Verrazano Bridge on the top, coming home at sunset, with all of the windows down, with the wind blowing through my hair, the cool breeze.
And we were on this wonderful road that went zigzag, 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 up a hill. And we all got very sick.
And it was on a hill where you had a lot of S-turns. And I like driving that way. It was one of these hills where when I turned the van around, I could see the tail of the van